Why aren't marriages lasting like our grandparents' generation?
Oh, you thought it's rights?
I came out here to film a totally different video, and somebody sends me this bullshit. Now I'm like all morally obligated to ruin some misogynist asshole's day. Just threw a whole wrench in my whole goddamn schedule, so thanks for that. Anyway, let's see what this counterfeit flea market John Belushi has to say so we can get this over with.
It's because women value themselves like a cheap sex toy.
Ooh, careful there, Costco clearance aisle Chris Christie. Cheap sex toys are still way more fun and have way more value than anybody whose hot take is comparing women to cheap sex toys.
Once you're done bopping last year's model, you throw that to the curb, go get yourself a new model.
Quick question for you there, budget oh brother, where art thou Bible salesman? When was the last time anyone saw your cheap sex toy? And by anyone, I do want to clarify that does include you, but does not include anybody you've paid to play with it or forced it upon without their consent. All I'm saying is that when you claim that you're like trading in women on the next model every year, if I was playing LA Noire, this is where I'd select X for doubt.
What, you thought it's because they had rights? Because there's no penalties at the end of bopping you get last year's model. Peace!
Jesus, fuck, so much to unpack here. First off, you think there's no penalties to divorce? Have you ever been Never mind, you'd have to find somebody to marry you to get divorced, so I'm gonna go with no. Anyway, if you had, you know that divorces are expensive and a pain in the ass. Also, like, weddings are generally expensive and a pain in the ass. There are plenty of consequences to divorce, so I can assure you it has absolutely everything to do with rights and women in the workplace. See, before 1974, women weren't even allowed to open their own bank account, and there was very few jobs available to women, and the ones that were available didn't pay enough to support yourself. Furthermore, in many states, a wife had to prove that her husband had committed some marital offense like infidelity to even get a divorce. And not so fun fact, it was perfectly legal for husbands to rape their wives until 1976. Prior to then, women couldn't even use sexual assault and abuse as a valid reason for divorce. Compound that with the fact that there was a lot less access to contraceptives and family planning resources, so when women would get pregnant from their husbands raping them, that added a child into the mix. It was one more obstacle for them to get out of that relationship. So if it was 40 or 50 years ago and you managed to trick some poor girl into marrying you, you as a man would have had plenty of options and resources for a divorce. But the unfortunate soul trapped with you would really have only had the Dixie Chicks method of ending that relationship. I also want to point out that if the only thing keeping you in a marriage was a no-fault divorce or you were scared of paying alimony, why the fuck would you want to be married? Like, you genuinely just said that the problem with marriage is that men are no longer allowed to keep women prisoner. Fuck, put a wig on you and you're a shoo-in for the remake of Misery. That is like the most criminally psychotic shit take of your Olympic level shit takes. Anyway, I hope you have the life you deserve. Peace of shit.